students. I hope everyone is fine and healthy. So, I am your computer science teacher Chaitra from Mangala Vidya Mandira. So, in this class, we are going to learn about Microsoft Access. So, that is the chapter 3. So, here we are going to learn about database management system and advantages, introduction to MS Access and starting of MS Access, creation of new database, database objects, tables, components of a table along with the creation of the table, data type and primary key, adding a new field and a record, delete a record and a file. So hope you have learnt about all other Microsoft products like Microsoft Word, Excel, then PowerPoint. This is also one of the Microsoft product which is mainly for the creation of a database. So let us continue. Introduction to the database. So have you seen the children? We have seen the normal files as well as computer files, right? So normal files looks like this. So we used to keep the records and data inside the file. So earlier we were storing data manually. Is it? We were going to write in a sheet of paper and we were going to pin it. So we were entering data as we were storing in the shelves. Nowadays, if the scenario has changed to the computer, we can just create a file inside the computer wherever we want and we can access that file in a remote place also. So all the persons who want to access that files can just open the file and can access. So then now we are going to store feed data in files and folders. So feeding is done by us, that we are going to feed it by the user and it is going to be stored in the computer. So let us see what are the disadvantages of storing manually. So lack of security, that is there is no security, that if the file is lost, entire data is lost. Then loss of data inside, if any one information or one sheet of paper is lost, so the entire data is lost or information is lost. Then manipulation in data, there may be some changes. If we want to make some changes, we need to create a new copy and then store it. So then error in the data is, while writing we can make some errors as a human being, we do some errors. So we can there will be some errors in the data, so the data will not be accurate. Then more labor is required. Yes, to write a sheet of paper or to write it manually, we require lot of labor. So for all these disadvantages, we created one program or a software or application, that is nothing but the database. So file is a collection of data. We all know that what is a file? It's a collection of data. There will be information as well as data inside the file. So data is nothing but the characteristics or the information, usually numerical, that were collected through the observation. So it can be numerical, through observation we have collected some particular data. So it will be stored inside a file. So examples are a school registers, then office records, marks list, list of the employees in working in a company, etc. There are many data or there are many information where we are going to create one database. Let us continue with the database. So let us see what is a database. So database is a collection of information and data categorized by specific fields which are stored in the form of a tables with rows and columns. So what is a database? It's a collection of information and data that is categorized by the specific fields. There are some specific fields for it, and it is stored in the form of tables with rows and columns. So you can just see here, sample table has been given. So table is also called as relation here, and there are some columns. Can you just see the customer ID, customer name and the status? These are nothing but the columns. So columns are also called as attributes. What are columns called? It is called as attributes. So there are 3 columns in our table, and let us see what are rows. Rows is 1, Google, active. So all these 3 are rows. Rows is also called as tuple in the database. So what is columns called as? They are called as attributes, and what is rows called as? They are called as tuple. So this forms a whole table. So table is also called as relation, as there is relation inside the data as well as the relation between the columns. So let us see what are all the advantages of database now. So we saw what are the disadvantages of creating the data manually. Now we are going to create the data in computer system, and that is nothing but the DBMS, database management system. So it's a computerized database management system that helps us to store and retrieve data in a structured manner, that is in a specific manner. So computerized data management system is nothing but which helps us to store or retrieve the data in a structured manner. So what are the advantages? Let us see. It is flexible. What do you mean by flexible? It is small and compact. All the things are stored inside the table. Then it is compact, that is very small, so you can create how many tables you want depending upon the data. And it is faster, so if you want to manipulate any one of the record which are there, like if you are storing 100 record, if you want to manipulate the 98th record, we can just put a query or a question and we can directly go to the 98th record. No need to touch all other records which are before. So it is very faster, so we can just access that particular record. Then reduces the probability of inconsistent data. Yes, it reduces that the data will be correct as far as possible. The computer will not do any mistakes, so the data will be accurate. So if we have fed the data correctly, the data will be accurate. Next, let us continue. What is DBMS? Let us see. So DBMS is a software program. We all know software is nothing but a set of programs. And what is programs? Programs are nothing but a set of instructions given to the computer to do particular task. Here the task is we are storing the data as well as information. So it's a software program that enables to create, modify and extract data from the database. So there is some database, particular database. For example, a school record. There is a database. So we got to create a software and we are going to make it a software called, that is DBMS software, so that that software is available for all the other users like teachers, parents or even the students. So the student record is nothing but a database that is created using DBMS. A software has been created where we create that database using the table with rows and columns that can be accessed by the parents, by the students and the principal. So this DBMS is nothing but a software program. So let us now learn what is RDBMS. So you have heard the name. What is you have heard the name? It's a RDBMS. So what is a RDBMS? So RDBMS is nothing but a relational database management system. So what is relation? We also saw that table is also called as a relation. So there is some relation between the data or there will be some relation between the columns. Either there is some relation between the rows or either it should be relation in the column. So there is some relation. For example, if you take a school record, so that it will be the student's name, not the teacher's name, and the student's ID, student name, then student address. So all this there is some relation between each column. So all belongs to the same class, so there is some relation. So that whatever we are going to do in that particular table is nothing but the RDBMS. So RDBMS, relational database management system, is based on the related data stored and retrieved using database in the form of a tables. As I said, we are going to create a database management system which is having some relation between the columns or between the rows. Next, let us see one of advantages of RDBMS. Why we want to use this RDBMS? So, improved data access. Simply put a query or a question, DBMS will answer your query. That is improved data access. So, we can access the data very easily. Data is stored in the centralized location and allow data sharing. Yes, data is there in the central system and only one file of the database is created and it can be accessed by many other students. For example, I told students record. So it is created in the center, that is only one file is available that can be accessed by many other teachers, parents, principal or anybody who have that access, who have been given the access can access that file. So example, information of students can be accessed by teachers, principal and even the parents. Next, second one is avoid data redundancy. So data redundancy occurs when you store the same data in a different location. The data is same, so it can be accessed by many people, but what you're going to do, you're going to keep it in a different places. So what happens, the data can also get manipulated, as well as data can be mishandled. So no need of keeping in a different, different, require multiple copies, can be stored in the central place and does not require any multiple copies. So duplication of data is called as data redundancy. What is data redundancy? It's the duplication of data. When you keep a same data in a different locations, it creates a copy, and that is nothing but multiple copies. That is nothing but duplication. Duplication of data. Example, each time user 1 takes a car and no need to give the username and address again. For example, let me give you an example. So suppose a person like Raju or Raj, he'll take one car this year, that is 2020. He gives all the username, address, everything. He gives all the details, and it is created, it is stored in the database of that particular. Next, in 2021, he takes one more car. So the car name has to be changed, not the username as well as the address. It remains the same. So no need to create again and again the same data. So this is a good example for a database. Only the car name in 2020 he has taken this car. 2021 he has changed to that car. So only we have to change the two tables, that is the year table as well as the car name table. No need to give again the user address, phone number, username again. It's already stored inside the database. So this is the good advantage of a database. Next. Advantages, then the next is data consistency. Any data returned to the database must be valid. It's obvious. You can't give phone numbers with 11 digits. So we can give a mobile number with only 10 digits. So if you give the mobile number with 11 digits, it becomes invalid. So we have to give the data, we have to write the data in a valid way. That is, we can't give our name as any numbers. So it should be the name with the alphabets, letters, everything. So the data, whatever we are going to feed it, must be valid. DBMS ensures the data should be stored in only one place and ensuring no duplicates. Yeah. So in only one place, DBMS, that is data, has to be stored. No need to keep multiple copies. So this creates a data redundancy, and it will be very difficult if the data is mishandled or misinterpreted. Next example, user has to give the valid data with the correct information. So wrong information may make the data not make the data consistent. So it may make the data inconsistent. So the data will not be a correct one. So instead of giving my numbers, instead of giving my name, I can't give 1 2 3 4 5 6 as a number. So it won't make the data valid. Next is data security. MS Access provides the following methods to secure an application while still allowing users to remain active. So MS Access provides the methods, like following methods to secure an application. It has lot of methods to secure the application while the user will be still active. But still you can change the database password. You can work group security, encryption. So all this you can do while active only. So it gives the security to that particular database. Authorized user can access the data. So only the persons who have given the permission of accessing the data can be accessed. Other persons who don't have access cannot be accessed that file. So limited and unlimited access with password protection. So we have two types here. One is the limited users. There will be only, suppose I have a database and only 10 users can access it. No others can access. Suppose I have one more database that can be accessed by any this thing. So I can give a public and a private protection. So it is public protection, then anybody can access that file. If it is a private, only the persons who are related to me, I will give the like 10 persons, only 10 persons can access that particular file. So these are the some of the important advantages for the RDBMS or a DBMS. Next, let us come to the Microsoft Access, which is also called as MS Access. It's a product from the Microsoft. So you can just see the Microsoft screen here. MS Access is one of the DBMS software with Microsoft. There are many other DBMS software. This is the database management system software from the Microsoft. So it is an RDBMS. Yes, it is a relational database management system also. So MS Access allows to manage all the information in a single database and stored in the different tables. So like how you do a word and we are going to store it, similar way we are going to create a database and we are going to store it as a file or a folder inside this MS Access. So how to start this? So go to start menu, then all programs, Microsoft Office and Microsoft Access 2010. So once you're going to just open this, you get the window like this, same Microsoft Access window. Then you're going to click on the blank database. So next let us see how the opening window of the MS Access are there. So there are three ways of creating a database. So here also we can create a database using three ways. One is using the blank document. We can just take a blank document and we can create it. Next is using the templates. These templates are available here. So there is some particular, what do you mean by template? It is a like it is already there. You can't change according to your own can't customize. Basically you can't customize it. So you need to just take it however it is. It's already ready to use. It's a ready to use document. So you need to just take it and you need to just fill the records. So you can't change there, you can't go inside that and you can't make your own choice. So you have to take that and you have to just put it a records. So but if you take a blank document, you can create your own database. So using templates online. So one is the blank document, other one is the templates and another one is the template online. Online some templates are available. So if you have access to the Microsoft, you can just take some templates which are there in the online and you can create that. Next is creating a new database. Step 1, click on the blank database. You are going to click on the blank database as shown in the figure here. Type the database name in the file name. So once you are going to click a blank database here, you get the option of file name. So click on the create button. Once you give a file name here, you can just click on the create button. Hope you understood, I think. So you are going to click on the blank document. Then you get a file name here. You are going to give the file name of the particular your file. Then you are going to do create .dbms. You are going to give here. Next is after creation of the database file. So once you have created, you get a window like this. The same window as you get in Word, Excel. So this is the Access window. So you're going to get like this. So you're going to get the field name, table 2, table 1, table 2, field name, data type and the description. So this data type is whether it's a text or a number or what it is, both alphabetical. So you got to mention here. So the customer ID won't be a alphabet. It has to be a customer ID, text, that is it can be numbers as well as alphabets. So the description you have to give here. Next, database objects. So let us see some of the objects. So what are all there inside the database? So the database can contain a table, then it can have some queries, it can be used for making reports, and it can also be used to make some forms. So table is nothing but stored in the form of rows and columns are called as records. Rows are called as records and the columns are called as fields. There is one more name. Rows are nothing but the tuple and the records are nothing but the columns are nothing but the attributes. One more name is fields, and for rows are called as records. So there is the two names for rows, that is records and tuple. For columns there are two names, that is attribute as well as field. You should not forget. Then you should not get confused also. So query is used to extract information from database. So what is a query? Query is nothing but a question we are going to put to the database. Please get me some information. Please get me this information on that particular day. So it will give you all the information that has gone through that particular day. So questions can be asked to retrieve data with the specific conditions. I will give condition. So these conditions should be valid. So forms provide interface to the user to view and enter and change data. Now you all know what is a form. So you'll get a form, you need to fill the form. So it is an interface between the user to view the form and to change the data. So whenever when you're going to change the address, they will give you a form. change address, that is the old address as well as the new address. So a particular form will be given, so you need to fill that form. So similarly here also you can just create forms and you need to change the data. So next is report, used to display information for the printing purpose. So why we are going to make a report is just for the printing purpose, so that we can keep a document. So next, tables in MS Access. So tables are nothing but they are the relations, also called as relation, which is made up of rows and columns. You can just see a example table here. ID is there, name, account, price, date, cancellation. So there are some, these are some of the records we have been created with the columns name as ID, name, account, price, data, cancellation and cancellation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are there. So how many rows are there? There are 10 rows, 6 columns and 10 rows. Next, let us see the components of a table. So if you can see here, so you get a window like this. This is nothing but the quick access toolbar. This is the ribbon where you get all the things of that particular access. So we can just create a table with the columns, and these are the records and these are the field. So field, columns in the table are called as field. Yes, columns is also called as fields. So every field has a data type that determines the type of the value stored. So every field has a data type. So whether it's a text, whether you can make it as alphabet or only particularly text. So that is nothing but the data type. The type of the data we are going to enter is called as the data type. So a record is nothing but row in a table is called as records. It's also called as tuple. Again, I am going to repeat it. Here it's also called as attributes. So records store complete information of an object. So what does a record store? For example, a student 1. So his name is Raju. So all the details that will of the Raju will be stored in a particular record. But the columns remain same, only the student's name changes here. Student name, address changes here. The column name remains same here. So next let us see about the primary key. It is the field or a combination of field that uniquely identifies the record without duplication. For example, two persons with the same roll number can't be there. So a person can give only one roll number. The next person has to be a different roll number. But any address can be same. The name also can be same, as well as the phone number also sometimes it will be same. But the ID or whatever you call employee ID or a school that is a student ID, it can't be same. For example, your Aadhaar card, each person is having a different number. There is no duplicates. So let us see the ways of creating a table. So we can add table using two ways, that is using data sheet view and using the design view. So there are two ways of creating a table, using the data sheet view and using the design view. So steps to create a table in MS Access using data sheet view. To start, go to the create table. So you're going to click on the create table, then click on the table. So you're going to first click on the create and then you're going to click on the table. So once your new table has been created, by default table 1. So by default the table 1 has been created. To save your table with a different name, right click on the tab that displays the default name. So you're going to right click here. So you can just rename with your table name. So you're going to right click here and then you're going to give your name. Then from the drop down list, choose and save. So you're going to choose here and then you're going to save. Next, for example, type the table name of clients and then press OK. So you have to give the table name, right? So what we did is we are going to create some data. We are going to create the data here and we are going to save here. Then next is we are going to give the name of the table, that is clients. So the new table name clients is now get created. So let us see some of the data types here. Data type and the usage. Short text, it is alphanumeric, that contains both numeric as well as alphabetic. Then long text, that is large amounts of alphanumeric data, that is sentences and a paragraph. Number, which is numeric data. Date and time. So date will be number, date also will be number and time also will be number. So particular data type is date and time. So you can't give here a number, you should give date and time. So next, currency, it's a monetary data stored with the 4 decimal places of precision. Then auto number, uniquely value generated by access for each new record. So next is yes or no, boolean, that is either true or false. Yes is for the true and no is for the false. Now, creating table using the design view. Last what I did, we created a table using the data sheet view. Now we are going to create a table using the design view. So select the create tab in the toolbar of the top of the screen. Then click on the table design buttons in the table group. So you can just see here, just you need to click on the create tab, and then you have to go to the table groups, that there you need to click on the design. So once you click on the design, you get a table like this. So it is describing here customer ID is in auto number, then first name is text. What is mean by auto number? If 1 is 1, then second has to be 2, then third one has to be 3. If I give 001, the second person, it automatically should take 002. It should not take 004, 005. It should take 001, 002, 003, etc. So it should be in a order. That is nothing but auto number. Then first name will be the text. Obviously it will be the text. There is no numbers in between. Then last name will be also text. Address will be alphanumeric. It can be contains both numbers as well as text. So these are the data types you are going to design it, or you are going to give it. So once it is done, next, if you want to set up a primary key for your table, you need to click on the primary key option there. It's given there, primary key. To do this, highlight the field that you want to use the primary key. You have to highlight the field. For example, I'll take primary key as the customer ID. Then I need to highlight that particular field or a particular column, that is customer ID, and click on the primary key. So the customer ID will become the primary key with no duplicates. Next, enter the name of your table and click OK button. So for example, this I have created, still I haven't created the records. So only the data type has been given. Next, I need to create a record, same as you go to the create and just create the records. Then table name is table name as I have taken as suppliers. So I have given one name for the table. So in this example, we have created a table name as suppliers. To enter records in a table, once you have entered the fields and set the data types, it's now time to enter the records. So you're going to go and click on the design tab, view option, click on data sheet view. So what we are going to do, once created the data design view, we are just coming back to the data sheet view. Hope you know that particular this thing, right? So what will happen in the data sheet, what is the difference between the data sheet view as well as the design view is, data sheet view, it's already there, so it automatically takes the data type. You are not going to give any particular data type. So if you're going to give if it is ready by the access, so you are going to just put the records. You're not giving any data type. But what will happen in the design view is you are going to create your own data type. If you want to create something, you're going to create your own data type. You're going to give that particular field with your own data type. So I have given the difference here. Design view is used to set the data types, insert or delete fields, and set the primary key. So why we use this design view? To you set the data types and insert and delete fields and set the primary key. So we are going to first use the design view to set up the data types, and then we are going to go to the data sheet view and create the records. So data sheet view is used to enter the data for the records. By default, MS Access places you in the data sheet view. So if you don't take anything, it automatically places you in the data sheet view. Next is primary key. So primary key must have a unique value that should not be repetitive. So for example, I have take customer name. Customer name can be same. Even the address will also be sometimes same. Phone number also same. But the ID should not be same. So that I have chosen as a primary key. Now, adding a new record and a new field. To add a record, select the last record, click on the new button on the record. Then add a new field. Right click on any one of the field name and you can insert a field. So all these things we are doing in the Excel also, the same thing we are going to do here also. Next, delete the record and field. Select any field or a column. Click on the delete button. So this is very simple. We are all already doing now. The same way, once you create a table, then it is easy for you to add a record as well as delete the record. So thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe and healthy. So all the other textbook activities, hope you understood the chapter clearly. So I know this is little bit difficult, but still the exercises are behind the chapter will be posted in the group. So please read the textbook, read the particular chapter, and if you have any doubts, you can just clarify in the group. Please do all the activities which are given in the back side of this particular chapter in the textbook. Complete the textbook. Thank you.